Okay, let's dive into this. Today, we're stepping into a pretty unique and, yeah, a totally unfiltered world, the world of The Jimmy James Show. And this isn't just another podcast or show. It's a really deep exploration of a unique kind of creative expression that, honestly, it pushes back on our ideas about what art is, what authenticity means, and even mental health. So let's get right into it.
And this quote, man, it just nails what the show is all about. This isn't just some catchy tagline. It's the core promise. It's a ticket for a ride straight into the mind of its creator, Jimmy James. So yeah, get ready for something that is, for sure, not going to be ordinary.
So at its heart, The Jimmy James Show is all about raw, unflinching honesty. Seriously, 1 minute you could be cracking up at some wild story, and the very next, you're listening to this deeply personal, intense account of his own struggles. Nothing is off the table.
He really doesn't pull any punches, you know? He just tells it exactly like it is, and he is not afraid to get explicit. This is basically the welcome mat he rolls out for anybody listening. And to really get what he's doing, we've got to talk about the unique art form he's actually created to get all this stuff out. He's got this signature style he calls rap-lit poetry, and it's the engine for the entire show. And look, that isn't just some cool-sounding name he made up. It's a whole creative language he's invented to channel that so-called insanity into real art.
Right here, he actually gives a formal definition for his own craft. Think of it like this. It's a fusion. You've got the aggressive, in-your-face energy of a rap battle, but it's mixed with the raw vulnerability you'd find in spoken word poetry. It's designed to hit you hard, but leave you thinking.
So he breaks it down even further into these key parts. It's battle-tested, right? So it has that confrontational vibe. It's to-lit, wit, which is his way of saying it's literary, it has real depth, but it's also witty and full of clever wordplay. And the whole thing is just fueled by these raw emotional swells and intensities that keep building. Now, this isn't just art for the sake of art. He's using it as a tool to jump into a very modern debate.
A huge theme you'll find in Jimmy's work is this really passionate critique of how AI is being used or, in his view, misused in the creative world, especially with music. He's not against technology, but he's fiercely against what he sees as just outsourcing the human soul.
This line is from his track called AI Therapy, and it's a direct shot. He's calling out artists who he thinks are just letting AI do all the creative work for them. And from his perspective, that just sacrifices all authenticity for a cheap, easy shortcut. So let's be super clear here, because this is the key point. The fight he's picking isn't with technology itself. It's about authenticity. He's all about putting in the work, the real human effort, to create something that means something to spread the truth, not just chase empty clicks with stuff an algorithm spits out. For him, the struggle is actually part of what gives the art its value.
But you gotta ask, right? Why does he care so much? What's fueling all this passion? Well, this isn't just some philosophical argument for Jimmy. The fight for raw human creation is incredibly personal, and to understand why, we need to dig a little deeper.
And the answer, well, it all comes back to something incredibly personal. All that intensity, that unfiltered language, that relentless creative drive, it's all coming from his own journey with mental health. This is what fuels his art and, really, his entire view of the world. He describes his own mind as a battlefield, a twisted game. And that's not just some cool-sounding lyric. It's a completely raw picture of the internal chaos he's dealing with every single day. And he channels that chaos, that battle, directly into his poetry. In this one, thoughts racing fast can't catch a fucking break. Wow. His poetry just so vividly captures that feeling of anxiety and ADHD, conditions he talks about very openly. These words, they give a voice to a feeling so many people know but might struggle to describe. That feeling of a mind that just will not stop. And this right here, this is the whole point. This is his mission. His art, it starts out as a form of therapy for himself, a way to process his own battlefield, but then it becomes something more. It becomes an offering of solidarity, a message of hope for anyone else out there who's fighting a similar battle.
It's so interesting. He's actually turned his creative work into a kind of structured process for himself. It's like a four-step journey. First, confrontation, facing the real enemy, which is internal. Then, deconstruction, tearing apart the lies that anxiety tells you. Third is rebuilding, recalibrating and mending the damage. And finally, management, finding a skill to manage it all, not just searching for some magic cure.
So all of this personal mission to find healing through his art, it explodes outward and becomes the whole philosophy of the show.
And this is where the name, A to Z, really comes into focus. It's not just a title, it's a mandate to cover everything.
For Jimmy James, what's personal is also universal. He says, and I quote, "What I mean A to Z, I mean everything and anything." And he means it. He uses his own experiences as a lens to look at everything else. Society, religion, the human condition. If it exists, it's fair game. And you can really see this play out across his work. His show becomes this huge, sprawling commentary. He's critiquing modern society in tracks like Heydays, he's challenging religious hypocrisy in Jesusbicious, and he's sharing these intensely personal stories, and it's all connected by that same raw, unfiltered honesty. So when you boil it all down, the whole A to Z thing, all the Raplet poetry, the whole debate about AI, it all comes back to this one simple, powerful wish. He just wants people to speak the truth and stop hiding.
Which leaves us with this big question, right? The Jimmy James Show isn't just a collection of comedy skits and poems. It's really an answer to that very question. It's a loud, it's a profane, and it's a powerful testament to the value of being human and all of its messy, complicated, and absolutely vital glory.